I remember looking at the time played on one of my favorite video games. It was Assassin's Creed 2, and it was over 50 hours that I dedicated on this game. Now, I was going to school full time. I had homework. I had other shit in my life that I had to focus on. And yet I always found time to sit and play this freaking game. And not only play it, but I played it for 5, 6, 8, 10 hours plus in one sitting on weekends. And the dedication that I had, the focus that I had on this game was insane. And years later, I started reflecting back and I started asking myself, why was I so focused on this game? How could I concentrate so much on these missions, on leveling up my character, but I couldn't do that in real life? I wanted all these amazing things. I wanted to make millions of dollars. I wanted to have an amazing girlfriend. I wanted to be stronger. I wanted to be bigger. But they were hard. Why can't I focus on these things? Why can't I sit still and work on a business? Focus on the important things. Why did I think that I had ADHD? But when it comes to video games, I was able to concentrate. I was able to do that. And if you've played video games and you know, it's not 100% fun in games. There are times where you can't defeat a boss. There are times that you have to go do missions you don't really want to do because you want to level up that character. So it's not just filled with dopamine the whole time. You do have things that you have to accomplish. And what I realized that if I just take that same mindset and apply it to my life and apply it to my business, I'm going to win. If I become the main character of my life, then I can't lose. In video games, what do? You play video games until you beat them. And then you put them down. You don't really play them again after that, do you? And if you apply the same logic to life, you're going to just improve your life. And then once you stop improving, what happens? You no longer want to play. So in your life, if you stop improving, if you stop leveling up, if you stop trying, you're just going to want to put it down. You're not going to want to continue. The fun part is the action. The fun part is doing the missions, is leveling up. That's what we remember about video games. So why don't you do this in life? That's the way to keep an exciting life. So now I started leveling up all my skills. I needed to make money, so I leveled up my web design skills. I started reading books. I started leveling up how to actually sell, how to actually write copy. Started learning tangible skills. Now, this was difficult at first. My dopamine was all sorts of fucked up. I couldn't sit and focus on one thing, which was a big problem. Now, the first thing before you level up anything is you have to understand, what do you actually need to level up, right? What even is money? How do you make more money? Before you can level up a skill, you have to identify what skill you need. How do you learn? How do you practice something if you don't know what it is? And even though I didn't know exactly what it was, I just kept chipping away at different skills. Skills like marketing. That was one of the first things that I got into and that I started learning. None of this would have been possible. I would have never built a business had I not figured out how dopamine works. Let me tell you a study that researchers and scientists did to learn about dopamine. They did this on rats or mice, and they put them inside of a little cage. Now, what they did to these rats is they installed these little electrodes in their brain. Now, stay with me here. I'm going to show you how this is relevant and how this applies to your life. And essentially, what happens is they showed the rats that when they press a lever inside of this box, it distributes dopamine through the electrodes to their brain, meaning it makes them feel happy. It's a happy chemical. It's like they were being fed cocaine, right? They started becoming addicted to that feeling in their brain. So what did the rats do? They started pressing on that lever, right? Nothing crazy there. Yes, it feels good, so they're going to keep pressing it. But here's the crazy part. What researchers found is those rats effectively stopped eating. They stopped drinking water because instead they wanted to push on this lever. So instead of taking care of their basic needs, health, right, eating, instead of actually surviving, they went up to the cage and started pressing this lever like a freaking crack addict. They ignored their survival instinct and just sat there and spammed this lever. Now, what this means for us is that we will ignore what's good for our life to get a hit of dopamine. Dopamine comes in different waves. This could be video games. It distributes dopamine when you complete missions, when you level up. It distributes dopamine even though you're just sat on your chair in a dark room with freaking Cheetos on your lap. Now, you're not leveling up in life, but you're still getting dopamine. This is scrolling on your phone. You're getting dopamine. What do you see on your phone? It's a mystery. It's like a slot machine. Every time you pull it down, you get something new. Oh, what am I going to feel? Am I going to laugh? Am I going to feel sad? Am I going to see a girl with a big ass? What am I going to see? What dopamine is going to be released as you scroll? That's why TikTok is so addicting. There's literally scientists in freaking lab coats doing research and studying to get you more addicted to your phone. In fact, if you don't believe me, go to your settings on your phone right now and check your screen time. Look at how many times you've picked up your phone on average per day. Think about how addicted you are to this thing. Even if you get a sense that your phone vibrated, what do? You run over there. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to check it. Sometimes you even check it just to see if anything came up. That's how addicted to dopamine most people are. So it's no wonder you can't sit still and learn skills. In a video game, you can learn skills much faster, right? You do a couple missions, boom, your skills evolve. In real life, it's not like that. You have to grind, but your skills do improve. It's longer term. So the real question is, how do we get dopamine released? How do we feel good about achieving the things that actually matter in life? Look, my first year in business, I got 3 clients in an entire year. First client paid me $150, second client $400. Nothing was life-changing. And then it took me years later to make a little bit more money. And then in 2020, when I stopped all these dopamine triggers and I went a bit on a dopamine detox, I started making $10,000 a month. A couple months later, I started making $15,000 a month. Why is that? Why did my income just compound? The reason for it is because I stopped focusing. I ignored everything around me that wasn't serving my goal. Phone on airplane mode. After you wake up, before noon, you should not be looking at your phone. If you cut out video games or anything really that stimulates you, then your brain is going to find the closest thing. And what's that going to be? That's going to be achieving things. That's going to be your business. Once you lower your threshold for what it takes to stimulate you, you'll realize that your business and learning skills will be the thing that stimulates you. This is how we evolved as cavemen. We didn't have phones. How did we get stimulated? From running, from hunting. That was fun. You're running with your crew. You're running with your gang. You're running with your tribe. You're achieving things. That was how we had dopamine released. We didn't have cell phones. Imagine now we were dropped in the middle of the woods, except we had our cell phones, and the tribe is starving. But then you're just sat here and you're thinking, yeah, no, I'm gonna go hunt. But then you just keep procrastinating. You just keep scrolling. You keep procrastinating. Your whole tribe is hungry. They're relying on you. But you can't do it because you don't have the willpower. Oh, it's too hard. I can't just sit on a tree and wait for an animal, wait to hear something. I can't just walk in the woods for 6 hours straight before I see an animal while hungry. Our dopamine receptors are all fucked. And the way to claim back your time, to claim back your energy, is to treat life like a video game. It's to take the good habits in your life and put them at the forefront of what your brain uses to get more dopamine. Now, if you're thinking, oh, well, I don't want to get rid of all these fun things. I don't want to stop watching Netflix or playing games. I look forward to that every single day. Look, that's great. I understand. This is a short period. This is an experiment. Do it for a month. Do it for 2 months. This is not how you should live forever. But by applying what I'm telling you, it will make growing a business very easy. Your brain will want to do it. You'll want to sit down. You'll want to do cold calls. You'll want to send the DMs. You'll want to hire. You'll want to build partnerships in your company. You'll want to jump on Zoom and talk to people. It'll be fun. Sales will become fun. You'll want to learn more. And every time you do that, that's going to be exciting for your brain. And if you keep leveling up different skills, it's going to be impossible for you not to make more money. It's going to be impossible for you not to be healthier. It's going to be impossible for you not to become successful. And this is how you win. This is that dedication that everyone talks about. And if this is new to you, trust me, it will be hard. It will be hard in the beginning. You're going to be so tempted to reach for your phone. You're going to be so tempted to go scroll and check. Sometimes I have conversations with people at dinners, and we're just talking. We're just having a normal conversation, and I see them just check their phone. So many times. I see him check it once, check it twice. Or maybe we're just talking, or maybe we just finished a sentence, and I see he has to go and respond to his messages, or he's just not even a message that's incoming. I will see someone open up Instagram and just look through their messages and refresh it. See if anyone new messaged them. See if they have any new notifications. They can't even sit still and have a conversation. And I just know this person's brain receptors, their dopamine, it's all fucked. How do you expect to sit here and build anything of value if you just can't sit still? If your life is a video game and you are the main character, your goal is to level up and max out all of your settings, all of your skills. And your main objective is to complete the missions that you give yourself. Complete the objectives, complete the goals that you assign yourself. And also make life fun. Take a digital nomad trip. Go on an adventure. Go on a side quest. Make it fun. Make it exciting. When you hit your goals, reward yourself with one of these trips. Do something. Have a cool experience. This is how you can live a cool, rich, and meaningful life. And these principles are what have allowed me to achieve all of my dreams. Everything I wanted just started coming true. And I didn't focus necessarily on the outcome. I just focused on the skills. The same way you do in a video game. In a video game, you don't want to pick it up and then beat it right away. That'd be a boring ass video game. You would put it down right after. It's too short. It's not fun. Where's the challenge? Where's the adventure? Focus on leveling up your skills. You think you want the success overnight, but you really don't. You want the journey. You want the skills. You want to figure stuff out. That's what gives it meaning. That's why so many people that win the lottery end up being depressed, end up being broke, and then end up losing it all. They have no idea how to manage that money. They have no idea what money even is. Where do they put it? How do they manage it? It leaves them. Life takes it back because they didn't earn it.